So, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the quarterfinal stage, three semi-final contests were arranged. These three semi-final contests were from the six schools that qualified from the quarterfinal stage. The six schools: Central University, University of Ghana, Pentecost University, University of Professional Studies Accra, Valley View University, and Heritage Christian University College. These six institutions were put into three semi-final contests randomly, and it is my honor to inform you of the three semi-final contests. Heritage Christian University College versus the University of Professional Studies Accra, Central University versus the Valley View University, and the University of Ghana versus Pentecost University. The first of the semi-final contests is what we are about to witness between Heritage Christian University College and the University of Professional Studies Accra. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this is a Tertiary Business Science Challenge, and it is brought to us by Graphic Business in partnership with the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana and the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission. Our media partners are TV3, Daily Graphic, and Graphic Online. Our sponsors: MTN, PwC, Compu Ghana, Glyco, and the Ghana National Association of Teachers. The program is streaming live on Facebook as well as on YouTube. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to join me as we witness the first of the semi-final contest. Now, this contest is going to be a repeat or a revenge. In 2023, the two institutions before me met at the preliminary stage. Now, at that time, Heritage Christian University College were making their maiden appearance on the TBS stage. On that fateful day, on the campus of the University of Professional Studies Accra, they defeated UPSA. Now, UPSA are seeking for a revenge, a very sweet one. This revenge, if they succeed, will mean that they will qualify to the finals for the zone. Heritage Christian University College are not ready to allow that to happen. They feel that UPSA is their meat to chew. Ladies and gentlemen, it promises to be interesting. It promises to be violent. Join me as I welcome contestants from both institutions to take up their seats on stage. UPSA, welcome on stage. Okay, please introduce yourselves.
Student level 300.
My name is Denutu Kwabna Kekeli, BS in Business Administration, level 400.
My name is Emanuela Eyakumsin, BSc Banking and Finance, level 400.
You're welcome once again.
Thank you.
Who do we have from Heritage Christian University College?
My name is Simano Mensah, BBA Accounting, level 400.
Rose Kaulabi, BBA Accounting, level 300.
Hayford Kuma Mensah, BBA Marketing, level 400.
You're welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, they are well poised to make history. One of these two schools will qualify to the zonal final. There is no ifs or buts. Only the winner will progress from this stage. Yes, it means that there is a lot at stake. On both sides, God is with them because we have Emmanuel on one side and Emanuela on the other side, ladies and gentlemen. We will see who God will favor at the end of the contest. My name is Al Hassan Yusuf Traore, and you know what? I love academic violence. Let's have some violence this morning, ladies and gentlemen. The contest is going to be organized in 5 rounds. Round 1 is on theory to test your understanding of basic principles and concepts in business. Round 2 is calculations. Round 3 is our business case of the day. Round 4, graphic business segment as well as a true or false segment. The 5th and final round will be on riddles. Please, are we ready? Yes. UPS, are you ready? Heritage Christian University College, are you ready? All right. But maybe before the contest, last year you defeated UPSA. What is the plan for this year? Heritage.
As you said, last year we defeated them, and it still continues.
It, you reckon that it will be a repeat?
Sure. Sure.
UPSA. Now, last year your opponent defeated you painfully. I remember Kekeli was on stage last year. Yeah, so he witnessed it at first hand. Kekeli, what is the strategy for this year?
We are going to make it a win.
You are sure about that?
Yes.
Okay. So let's do business. Let's go into round one. Round one is made up of theory questions to test your understanding of basic principles and concepts in business. There will be 5 questions in all. Each of you have the opportunity of attempting 5 major questions. If you get your major question correct, that is 3 points. If it's a bonus, you have 1 point. 10 seconds within which to give an answer for a major question. If it's a bonus, you have just 5 seconds. 2 attempts only at a major question unless it is otherwise indicated. And questions can come from any of the business areas. Please, are you ready? Yes. We are beginning with the University of Professional Studies, Accra, UPSA. UPSA. Okay. What is just in case inventory strategy? What is just in case inventory strategy?
So basically, just in case inventory strategy is basically keeping inventory as at the time you need that particular inventory to make production.
No, I won't take that. Bonus available to Heritage.
Just in case, it's more like in case there's going to be a sudden demand, a sudden higher demand than necessary, just in case we try to get a marginal quantity in addition to the normal one we have for.
That is correct. So essentially, just in case strategy is maintaining higher levels of inventory beyond what you need, so that in case there is an emergency, you fall on that additional inventory. I hope that is clear. Now your major question, Heritage Christian University College. What is the concept of dead stock in inventory? Dead stock in inventory.
So dead stock is more like an inventory that has been in stock for so long and is almost maybe damaged or running obsolete.
I'll give you 2 out of 3. Yes. It is true that it is an inventory that has been kept long in inventory or in stock for some time, and it's no longer sellable or usable. Yes, so that is correct. This is a dead stock. Next set of question. 1 attempt only. 1 attempt only, but there can be a bonus. 1 attempt only, but there can be a bonus. We are beginning still with UPSA. Common preamble. You have to indicate the qualitative characteristics of financial reports that is being described in each of the following examples. I hope we get a preamble. Now yours, UPSA. A company is evaluating a potential investment in new technology. The financial reports include detailed projections of future cash flows and earnings from the new technology. This information helps the company's management to assess the potential impact on future profitability and make an informed decision. I take it again. A company is evaluating a potential investment in new technology. The financial reports include detailed projections of future cash flows and earnings from the new technology. This information helps the company's management to assess the potential impact on future profitability and make an informed decision.
relevant.
That is correct. Heritage. A company's financial statements accurately reflect its actual transactions, including the recognition of a lawsuit settlement that it lost. The settlement is reported in the financial statement even though it negatively affects the company's financial position. I take it again. A company's financial statements accurately reflect its actual transactions, including the recognition of a lawsuit settlement that it lost. The settlement is reported in the financial statement even though it negatively affects the company's financial position. Heritage.
Faithful representation.
That is correct. For our next set of questions, we are beginning with Heritage Christian University College. Heritage. How does a contingency theory differ from the classical management theory? How does a contingency theory differ from the classical management theory?
All right. Contingency theory has to do with having a buffer to take care of changes in management decisions, whilst the classical theory has to do with planning, organizing, and then as well as coordinating of affairs.
2 out of 3. UPSC. What is the difference between transactional leadership and transformational leadership? Difference between transactional leadership and transformational leadership.
Okay, so transactional leaders are basically the leaders who uses rewards and punishment in order to achieve the organization's objective, whereas transformational leadership, they use their charisma and their knowledge and then intelligence to achieve the organization's objective.
That is correct. Next set of questions, common preamble. We are still beginning with Heritage Christian University College. Common preamble. Flowcharts use special shapes to represent different types of actions or steps in a process. These are known as flowchart symbols. You have to identify the symbol or shape that is used to represent the following in a flowchart. Please, do we get the preamble? Do we get it? All right. So, Heritage. Yours is the start or end of a flowchart. The start or end of a flowchart. What symbol is used?
So the arrow line, like forward moving and then the backwards.
That is not correct. Bonus for UPSA.
The vertical.
No, that is also not correct. The start or end of a flowchart is represented by the oval or ellipse or the pill shape. Okay. Now your major question, UPSA. Yours is a decision. Decision. What symbol is used to represent decision in flowcharts?
The vertical.
No, you have one other chance. Even bailed out. Bonus for Heritage.
Diamond.
That is correct. The diamond shape is correct. Our last set of questions for this round, we begin with UPSA. Last set of questions. UPSA. According to the EPRG framework of international business, which orientation does a company adopt when it sees each market location as having a unique and specific marketing approach? According to the EPRG framework of international business, which orientation does a company adopt when it sees each market location as having a unique and specific marketing approach?
Competitive market analysis.
No, that is not correct. Bonus for Heritage.
Differentiation approach.
No, that is not correct. I wouldn't want to mention the answer now. I'll give the answer later. Now your major question, Heritage, the last one for this round. According to the EPRG framework of international business, which orientation does a company adopt when it adjusts to economical needs, consumer demand, and how consumers use commerce services or e-commerce services? According to the EPRG framework of international business, which orientation does a company adopt when it adjusts to economical needs, consumer demand, and how consumers use e-commerce services?
Adaptation.
That is not correct. Bonus for
Innovation.
no, it is not innovation. The correct answer is regiocentric. Regiocentric. Yours was polycentric. Polycentric. EPRG stands for some 4 marketing orientations. E is ethnocentric, P is polycentric, R is regiocentric, and G is geocentric. Okay, so they all mean different things. And on that note, we come to the end of round 1. How is it going, Heritage Christian University College?
Not as planned, but we are hoping for the best.
UPS, how is it going?
More room for improvement.
Certainly more room for improvement, and also we hope that round 2 is better for both of you, because at the end of round 1 the following are the scores. At the end of round 1, UPSA had 6 points, Heritage Christian University College had 9 points. We are going into round 2, which will involve calculations. Each of you have the opportunity of answering 5 major questions. Your major question is for 30 seconds for 3 points. Bonus question 5 seconds for 1 point. 2 attempts only at a major question, 1 attempt at a bonus. Please, are we ready? We are beginning round 2 from Heritage Christian University College. Heritage, you have to calculate the variable overhead spending variance and variable overhead efficiency variance given the following data. Standard variable overhead rate per hour 8 cedis. Actual variable overhead rate per hour 7.5 cedis. Standard hours 1000 hours. And actual hours is 980 hours. I take it again. Calculate the variable overhead spending variance and variable overhead efficiency variance given the following data. Standard variable overhead rate per hour is 8 cedis. Actual variable overhead rate per hour 7.5 cedis. Standard hours 10 hours, and the actual hours is 980. Bailed out. Bonus for UPSC.
We have the variable overhead expenditure of 160.
For a bonus, I won't accept that. The question was in 2 parts. Yes, the 160 is correct, but the question was in 2 parts. You failed to give the second part. Bonus, we don't give half. Now your major question, UPSC. Graphic Communication has the following data for its variable overhead cost. Standard variable overhead rate per hour is 6 cedis. Actual variable overhead rate per hour is 6.5. Standard hours 800. Actual hours 780. Calculate the variable overhead spending variance and the variable overhead efficiency variance. I take it again. Graphic has the following data for its variable overhead cost. Standard variable overhead rate per hour is 6 cedis. Actual variable overhead rate per hour is 6.5. Standard hours 800. Actual hours 780. Calculate the variable overhead spending variance and variable overhead efficiency variance.
So we have the variable overhead expenditure of 120 and then variable overhead efficiency of 130.
Is that your final answer? You still have one chance to make it right.
So we have the variable overhead expenditure of 120 and then the variable overhead efficiency of 390.
It is correct. Next set of questions. This time we are beginning again with heritage. Heritage. A company acquires a trademark for 600,000 cedis with an initial useful life of 8 years and no salvage value. After 4 years, the company decides to renew the trademark for an additional 200,000 cedis, extending its useful life by another 10 years. That is a total of 18 years from the acquisition date. Calculate 3 things for me. The first is the annual amortization expense for the first 4 years, the accumulated depreciation before the adjustment, and the adjusted annual amortization expense after the renewal. I take it again. A company acquires a trademark for 600,000 cedis with an initial useful life of 8 years and no salvage value. After 4 years, the company decides to renew the trademark for an additional 200,000, extending its useful life by another 10 years. That is total of 18 years from the acquisition date. Calculate the annual amortization expense for the first 4 years, the accumulated depreciation before the adjustment, and the adjusted annual amortization expense after the renewal. Heritage.
$300 for the first 4 years.
And then 500. 300 for the first 4 years. And then under pressure. 300 for the first 4 years. The amount would be 300 for the first 4 years.
That's fine.
And
I've
then-
given you enough time. I've given you enough time. Yes. So 300,000 is correct. So 1 out of 3. I asked you to calculate 3 things. The 300,000 is correct. You didn't give me the remaining figures. Now for UPSA, a company acquired a patent for 800,000 cedis with an initial useful life of 10 years and no salvage value. After 6 years, the company decides to renew the patent for another 300,000 cedis, extending its useful life by another 12 years. That is a total of 16 years from acquisition date. Is it? Okay. Now calculate the annual amortization expense for the first 6 years, the accumulated depreciation before adjustment, and the adjusted annual amortization expense after the renewal. I take it again. A company acquires a patent for 800,000 cedis with a useful life of 10 years and no salvage value. After 6 years, the company decides to renew the patent for additional 300,000 cedis, extending the useful life by another 12 years. Calculate the annual amortization expense for the first 6 years, the accumulated depreciation before adjustment, and the adjusted annual amortization expense after the renewal.
So we have the annual amortization of 430, and then we have the accumulated depreciation before adjustment to be 2580, and then the annual amortization of 560.
That is not correct. Even bailed out. None of the figures is correct. Bonus available to Heritage.
The amount before the first is 320,000, and then the depreciation gives 338,750 with a carrying amount of 58,450.
No, one of the figures is not correct. You were almost there, but one of the figures is not correct, so I can't accept that. I can't accept it for a bonus. For our next set of questions, we are beginning with UPSA. UPSA. Glycolife offers a premium product priced at 200 cedis and a standard product priced at 100 cedis. If the cost per unit for both products is 50 cedis, calculate the contribution margin percentage for each product. I take it again. Glycolife offers a premium product priced at 200 cedis and a standard product priced at 100 cedis. If the cost per unit for both products is 50 cedis, calculate the contribution margin percentage for each of the products.
So we have 150. %25.
No, none of them is correct. Bonus available to Heritage.
Okay, so for the premium price, it is 200%, and then the standard price is 100%.
That is also not correct. Premium is 75%, standard is 50%. Now your major question, Heritage. Heritage. A company sells a luxury product for 500 cedis and a basic product for 200 cedis. The variable cost per unit for both products is 100 cedis. Calculate the contribution margin percentage for each product. A company sells a luxury product for 500 cedis and a basic product for 200 cedis. The variable cost per unit for both products is 100 cedis. Calculate the contribution margin percentage for each product.
So for the premium products, the contribution margin is 80%, and then the standard is 50%.
I'll accept that. You saw that they were getting the answer. Eh? Okay, next set of questions, still beginning with UPSA. UPSA. The government of Ghana has projected the following budget for a healthcare program over the next 3 years. So year 1, 2 million. Year 2, 2.5 million. Year 3, 3 million. The actual expenditures for the program were year 1, 1.8 million. Year 2, 2.8 million. And year 3, 3.2 million. Your question is to calculate the cumulative budget variance over the 3 years and indicate if it is favorable or unfavorable, and the cumulative budget utilization rate. I take the question again. The government of Ghana has projected the following budget for a program, a healthcare program for the 3 years. Year 1 is 2 million, year 2 2.5 million, year 3 3 million. Then there are actual expenditures. Year 1 1.8 million, year 2 2.8 million, year 3 is 3.2 million. Now you have to calculate three things. The first one is the cumulative budget variance for the 3 years. The second is indicate if it is favorable or unfavorable. The third is the cumulative budget utilization rate.
So we have the cumulative budget variance of 100,000 and it is favorable, and we have the budget cumulation rate of 7.5 million.
That is not correct. None of them is correct. You've been bailed out. Bonus for heritage.
So the accumulated budget variance is negative 300,000 adverse, which is not favorable, and the
Okay. For a bonus, unfortunately, I can't accept that. For a bonus, I can't accept that. Now your major question, heritage. Heritage. A development program has the following budget projections and actual expenditures over 3 years. The budget, year 1 5 million, year 2 6 million, year 3 7 million. Actual expenditure, year 1 4.8 million, year 2 5.8 million, year 3 7.2 million. You have to calculate three things: the cumulative budget variance over the 3 years, indicate if it is favorable or unfavorable, and the cumulative budget utilization rate. I take it again. A development program has the following budget projections and actual expenditures over 3 years. For projected budget, we have year 1 5 million, year 2 6 million, year 3 7 million. Actual expenditure, year 1 4.8 million, year 2 5.8 million, year 3 is 7.2 million. Calculate the cumulative budget variance over the 3 years, indicate whether it is favorable or unfavorable, and the cumulative budget utilization rate.
so the cumulative budget variance is 200,000, which is favorable, and then the rate is 16%.
Is that your final answer?
So the variance is 200,000, which is favorable, and then the rate is 98%.
That is correct. Next set of questions, the last set, we begin from heritage. Last set. Please take note of your question. Heritage. A business starts with an initial investment of 10,000 cedis and expects to grow its revenue by 8% annually. You are to write a function R to represent the revenue after T years and calculate the revenue after 5 years. So you have to do two things. I'll take it again. A business starts with an initial investment of 10,000 cedis and expects to grow its revenue by 8% annually. Give me a function to represent the revenue after T number of years and calculate the revenue after 5 years.
The function would be 10,000 times 1.08 power t, and then calculate this one for me. And then after 5 years, the amount would be 14,693.
That is correct. And now UPSA, a company invests 15,000 cedis in a project that yields an annual return of 6%. You have to tell me or give me a function P to represent the project's value after T number of years and calculate its value after 7 years. I take it again. A company invests 15,000 cedis in a project that yields an annual return of 6%. Give me a function P to represent the project's value after T number of years and calculate its value after 7 years.
So we have the function of 15,000 multiplying 1.06 t, and then we have the p equals to 15,900.
Okay, so we have the function 15,000 times 1.06 raised to the power t, and we have the revenue to be 22,554.45.
That is correct. That is correct. You are lucky. You are very lucky. On that note, we come to the end of round 2. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is a contest between UPSA and Heritage Christian University. It is one of repeat or revenge. A place at the zonal final is at stake. One of these two schools will qualify to the final. Like I said earlier, there is no if or but. Only the winner will progress. But luckily, the two schools have qualified to the national championship. So what is at stake now is the final for the zone. At the end of round 2, the scores. Whilst we wait for the scores, the project is still brought to us by Graphic Business in partnership with ICAG and GTech. It is still the Tertiary Business Science Challenge. Our sponsors, MTN Ghana, Compu Ghana, PricewaterhouseCoopers, Glyco Live, and the Ghana National Association of Teachers. Our media partners are TV3 Daily Graphic and Graphic Online. The program is streaming live on Facebook as well as on YouTube. We have 4 more rounds to go. The next round after this is a business case of the day, where the two schools have been given a common problem and they'll be asked to come with one solution, which will be compared with what we have. Do we have our scores for round 2, ladies and gentlemen? At the end of round 2, the University of Professional Studies Accra had 6 points. Heritage Christian University College had 10 points. We are going into round 3, the business case of the day. There is a common problem before you. Please, you may pick it up. Are we ready? So let's take the problem together. Ghanaman Senior High School, which has an enrollment of 2,500 students, that is residential, is one of the schools that depend on the government for the supply of food items. The BEZA has proposed that a 5-kilogram bag of rice can feed 200 students per meal, while the same 500-kilogram bag of beans can be used for 350 students. Per the menu plan, rice will be served 3 times and beans twice a week. The senior high schools will run 2 semesters of 16 weeks each for the year 2024. Other information is that there's an opening inventory for rice of 40 bags of 5 kg, beans of 10 bags of 5 kg. The inventory policy for closing inventory is that rice should be 20% of annual requirements and beans 15% of annual requirements. Now the question is for you to prepare a budget for the supply of both rice and beans needed to feed students for the 2 semesters of the year 2024. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is our business case of the day. You have 10 minutes within which to work out your solution. You may begin now. What? The question says 50 kg, so I ask him. You heard me saying 5 kg. No, it's 50 kg. That's what you have on paper is the question. Please stop work. Heritage, stop work. Thank you. Thank you. Normal. Oh wow. Heritage, how was it? Emmanuel.